Hey, good morning. How's it going? As you can see, I'm in the Maine Woods trailer. The trailer's registered to Maine. That's why I call this the Maine trailer. Um, well, I have been. This is the first time on this. I call it that. But I'm back in here because the situation I had with the heater in my van. Um, it cut out. It stopped working. Stopped working like 3 nights ago. The first night in it, I think I did a video on it, a quick one. I'm not sure what order these are all going to come out in, but got a bunch of short stuff coming out in just little moments, with the van specifically. I the heater cut out in the middle of the night. The blower was squealing like real bad. It was making a lot of bad noise. So I shut the whole thing down, but it wouldn't fire up either. So my brother, the one that knows schematics, like this kid, he had a, I think it was a 95 S10 Blazer, maybe an 80. I don't know what year it was. It was old though. I think it might have been even in the 89s or something like that. But this sucker was old. This kid kept that thing running way past what any mechanics could do for it. They're like, just get rid of it. It's too far gone. He rewired stuff. He rewired computers on that thing, soldered stuff. This kid's good at what he does. He's gonna find some employment in that area because he's good at it. But anyways, so I had him working with me on it yesterday. So we tore the whole thing apart. The previous video shows the whole furnace is kind of not dismantled piecewise, but it's out of its shell, and it's on me. The whole thing's on me. I ran the van with the idea when I went to bed that I'm gonna see how long the onboard battery that it came with lasts, which is only a car battery. I already knew that, but I figured I would get a night out of it. But at 4 a.m. it quit. Well, it wasn't no longer. It didn't. No, it no longer had any power to push the sail switch, which to blow the fan blowing the air through the whole unit would tip the switch. Well, it wouldn't tip the switch anymore. Um, so as soon as we tied off everything, it wasn't connected to propane, and we we light it up with the same battery. And it's still doing some super stuff. I said, you know what? I said, let me just plug it into the house battery. We'll get a charge or something. Let's see. Well, I don't know why I decided to do that, but I ended up plugging it into the house battery. As soon as I plugged it in, no, not the house 30 amp, the 30 amp house code. I plugged that in finally. All the lights doubled in brightness. The fan doubled in speed. It clicked like it was supposed to, with no propane running. So I'm like, shit, it was me, you know. So the long and the short of the story is, if something's going wrong, make sure your battery's up to snuff and it's got all the power it needs because obviously that's a big thing. So and I was, in the course of the night, I went to bed I think around 10 o'clock, but I was in there since like 8, so I would physically turn it on, the thermostat down, would turn it off, but then when I went to bed, I just left it on so I didn't have to worry about waking up to turn it on and off, which was silly. I wake up 3 times a night anyways. So that's when it probably the fan wasn't blowing fast enough to help the motor. The motor was squealing because there was enough power coming through it. So took the motor apart. It's a all contained motor, so you really can't take it apart to work with it. You could, but you gotta really get into it and know what you're doing to do that. Sorry, I'm just waking up. Um, so I said, you know what? I'm just gonna tip it. I'm gonna put some 3-in-1 oil on one end. I'll spin it a little bit on the drill. Maybe it'll soak in, maybe it won't. I don't know. But I did that. And I flipped it the other way, and I did the same thing. Put it all back together. Fan's running a whole lot quieter. Um, as of last night, it was like 6 o'clock when we decided that it's back up and running. Um, since I have my back bed apart again, I got my full bed back in here. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth just yet. I gotta run a couple of 12-volt wires to a different location since I have it apart. So I'm gonna do that, which is gonna be for the Alpha Cool refrigerator. I'm gonna run that on 12 volt And I'm gonna buy silica salt batteries. I don't want the other batteries in it. I'm not gonna go AGM. I'm not gonna go regular car battery. But the silica salt batteries, they're gonna work in cold weather. I had trouble up here with cold weather, so I don't, I don't want to be afraid of going into cold weather with batteries, having to babysit them and all that. I don't want heaters on and all this other BS. I just want the battery to work. If I'm gonna get half the life of a lithium, so be it. It's still double the life, and it still get the same 80 or 90% drawdown that the lithiums have. So I'm happy with that, and I don't have to worry about any heaters or anything like that on it. So the battery for 250 amp hours, I think the battery was 750. So I was gonna get two 250 amp hour batteries to put in that van, because if I'm not using the propane tank on board, because I agree with everybody that I seen on YouTube. Just get the grill tank. You can exchange them really easy. You don't have to worry about somebody coming out and dealing with your van and all this other BS. So people get real freaked out with that stuff. So I want it simple. I just want to be able to, here's your tank. Thank you for the tank. Have a nice day. I'll take care of it from there. So in that road trek, one of the doors are really short. Well, it's going to become double, just enough to slide the tank into a spot. So I'm going to do some modifications on that. This van's going to be working my way for me. I'm not worried about. I was thinking about going classic with it, keep it completely original, but to keep it original, the stuff is so dated. Even to replace the stuff, it's just so dated that it's not worth it. I mean, the refrigerator, this thing will run on a battery for a week and a half. I couldn't believe it. I had a 12-volt battery this thing for a week and a half. It was running perfectly fine, no issues with it. The fan's got a big blower on it, so that's why it sucks down the juice a lot. But I think it was taking I think it rates it at 3 amps. That the fan, when it's on full running, it takes like 3 amps to do that. So I'm gonna keep this one kind of as short as I possibly can. So, still 7 minutes. Well, simply said, we're back in this van. The next thing I'll check out is that 12-volt TV DVD player. I'm gonna jerry rig something else together today for that, but maybe not today. We gotta build a deck today. We gotta focus on that today. But yeah, I gotta get that going. Probably this weekend I'll move back into it, and I can do a few more things to it. But that's it for now. I just wanted to do an update on the heater situation. Was all me. There was nothing wrong with it. Not a thing wrong with it. It's working perfectly fine. As soon as I did that, the other side note, because I had it out, the outside, the intake and exhaust vent were open, and it was kind of warm. So I'm like, well, if this will be apart for a few days, I don't want no birds or no bees or anything nesting in the vent. So I put a piece of duct tape over it. Not this van has been famous for duct tape on it, so I put duct tape on it, and we went to go fire it up. It would show a gas flame, and then it would show being blown out. And my brother's like, what the hell's it doing that for? I go, dude, I don't know anything about this stuff. You're the one. He goes, something's blowing this thing out now. I go, oh. I go, you gotta go outside, go look at the exhaust vents. He goes, it should explain a few things. He's like, yep. He goes, I had duct tape over, so, which is another safety feature. I mean, this thing's like loaded. It's got the sail safety. If there's any blockage on the vents, it shuts down. It's got another overheat limit or something on it. He said, and then there's another one built into the board that it'll stop it from sparking. So, and then the fan will run indefinitely because it thinks it's malfunctioning, and it's afraid the propane's building up, so it's going to keep blowing air through it to just dissipate the propane. So, pretty cool. And I'm not a fan of propane, but I'm liking the safeties on this one. So yeah, I could become a fan of propane limited, to this situation. But yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna keep this one at no. It ain't short. All right, talk to you later.